Good morning, it's Dr. Artist. Today, we're going to talk about slip disc. Is that necessarily a thing? Slip disc is not necessarily a thing. A disc could actually happen to actually do three different things that actually can break it down. So when patients come in, that's more of a layman's term for saying it. You can either have, number one, most people have disc degeneration, you can have a disc bulge, or you can have a herniated disc. And what happens with that disc right here, the disc is actually the same size as the one on the vertebrae above it and the one below it. So there's a disc in the middle right here is what I'm talking about. This is an example of what a herniated disc looks like. A disc bulge, probably 80% of the population probably suffers from some form of disc bulge or not. That's where the disc just bulges out. It's not torn yet, but when it herniates, that's when that fibrous tissue that surrounds that disc that keeps it in tears and it sticks all the way out and hits that nerve. That's very painful. Now, degeneration is where the disc degenerate over time due to misalignment, not hydrated, the disc hydrated properly, and then that compresses on the nerves, and that could be just a chronic long-term condition unless you find the right solutions. That's what we do in the office is we help maintain those curves in the neck, the upper back, and the lower back to actually make sure the weight is distributed properly across there so it's not putting one pressure on one side of the disc than the other side. So if you're walking around and you're all out of alignment where the vertebrae is shifted to one side like that, you're going to put that disc is going to go to the least amount of pressure. So it's going to bust out on the one side and the other. So on this primary, for example wise, it's going to bust out on that side and it's going to hit that nerve. So one of the things that we do is actually by strengthening that spine and putting it in the right alignment, strengthening the integrity of the spine and the spinal muscles that actually, the spinal erector muscles that support each vertebrae together. These are the smaller muscles that keep you from falling and keeping balance together. When those get the strength that they need, it can actually provide the right structure and support to that joint and actually help stabilize that disc. Now that process does not happen overnight. Some people can come in and get some really quick results, but majority of people, it just takes time to actually retrain that muscle, re-educate that muscle and that disc on how to operate properly. And hopefully that inflammation goes down in the right amount of time and that can decrease your pain significantly. So the question is, we want to stop using the term slip disc, and then we want to make sure that we understand that it can either be a herniation, a disc bulge, or it could actually suffer from degeneration. The way that you speed up degeneration is when you actually make that body shift and then it just degenerates over the course of time. That's a slow chronic thing. And if you're right in the right alignment, you can slow down that degeneration. It's going to happen eventually anyway, but you speed the process up when you're not in the right alignment. Very important that we maintain that spine and we keep this nice and straight just like that instead of just being all crooked like that. So stop using the term slip disc. Go to a professional. Go to a chiropractor, your doctor, wherever, and make sure that you get the right terminology. Make sure you understand exactly what's going on in the body. That's why we're doing these videos, to help you. Like and share. I'll see you next time. Bye.